I would like to share about a fun little survival mechanism that I've discovered today that I just feel as though there's probably someone in my collective who needs to hear this. So I'm gonna go through a little bit of my story, and I might get emotional, but I'm clearing some stuff out, so we're just gonna sit with it as it comes up. I was married at one point, and I I really genuinely believed that that was going to be my person and that it was forever, and I really was all in. And there was a lot of underlying ancestral karma that I did not know I was on the path to clear, and I did not know the patterns that were showing up when they showed up, and the divinity left that union, and it became a karmic cycle. And it was really hard for me. At the end of that relationship, one of his reasonings was that I had lied about who I was, and that I said I was one thing and then I ended up being someone else. And I want you to know that I went through spiritual awakening in this relationship. That I went through literal hell with my psychology. I healed myself of anxiety while I was in this relationship. I truly transformed as a person. And that was used as the reason why it was okay that he did what he did. It was used as the reason that he never chose to open up or grow. Why he was okay to throw things in my face, and basically the betrayal. I don't know how to talk about it without handing out details. So what happens. I go through massive betrayal. I start working towards being an entrepreneur. I start working towards my gifts. And my gifts are the thing that keeps me going, keeps me in place. I meet someone and we have a long-term relationship, but it is foundationally built upon a trauma bond, and essentially I forced myself into believing in it because I was afraid of being alone. And so there was this deep security that we built because it was we've both been hurt, let's not hurt each other. But as time went on, he kept trying to make me into someone I wasn't. The fights were about him trying to create me. So one person didn't love who I was, and another person was trying to make me into someone they wanted me to be. And so, for the last 2 years of that relationship, I was setting boundaries, and I was developing this compass for what I want in a relationship and what I'm looking for and what I desire. And truly what I desire is to just be myself and free to evolve and to grow more and more into who I am and to be loved for that person that I am. And I think everyone deserves that. So I enter into this space where I start to try to be known, and all of the codependency that I thought I healed showed up to be looked at and to be worked with. And that's okay. But there is a pattern that came up, and that's why we're making this video. Is the let me show you all of my most chaotic, horrible parts. So that you know the worst of me. So that you stay. Here are all of the broken and wretched things that I've done. Well, not necessarily, I don't know that I actually did all that, but like, that's the energy, was like, you can't call me a liar and you can't expect me to be something else because this is what I am. And like, handing that over. But the thing is that that's a defense mechanism. That's not. That's control. That's not trust. And so another layer showed. Another thing needed to be healed. And in the midst of that, coming back to my center, and realizing, I was talking to ChatGPT, so like, you know, AI helped, internet hate it. Fucking care. When you have no one to talk to, be vague with GPT. I swear that shit helps. You just have to be personally accountable. You have to have discernment. Anyway. So it's like, I was talking about how I hand over that stuff, because that way, when I share my joy, it isn't taken from me. And so, where are you sharing your pain instead of your joy to try to protect yourself? And are you aware that you are keeping yourself from enjoying your life? That you are keeping yourself from appreciating the beauty of your experience? That you are keeping your heart closed off? That you are saying, here, look at these look at the fucking basilisk. Look at this venomous creature. Look at all these horrible things. It's like the Beauty and the Beast, like learning to love the beast and then the prince comes forward kind of a vibe. It's like that protective shield, that curse of protection, instead of allowing looking back at Beauty and the Beast, Belle just is herself. Like, she's feisty. She says how she fucking feels about things. She also loves her experience deeply. She is profoundly integrated into the experience that she is having. She has honor. She has dignity. There are all of these traits. And it's kind of like looking at that and making a decision. Yes, there is this part that is hard to look at, but under that hard to look at stuff is this this beautiful fairy tale, this adored core. And then there's also this part that is beautiful and present but has thorns. And learning how to present that to the world. I keep getting this message about authenticity. To strive for authenticity is performative. Because as soon as you are putting it on, it's a mask. And so to not try to be perfect, to not try to be a symbol of my brand of whatever, to allow myself to be messy and to process and to be real and to that choice to not perform, how do I say that? There is to authentically get caught up and swept up in the moment and feel the beauty of your experience, and to genuinely dance and to feel music and to taste and savor everything that life is giving you. And then there is a decision to, this is so good. You guys have to try it. Oh my God. That energy is performative. And to be okay not being understood and just being so grateful that I'm willing to hear myself. And hoping so deeply that something in my journey illuminates that for 1331 confirmation. Mirrored numbers, 13 Ouroboros. So it's an infinity. Anyway, to allow my experience that I am living to come through and assist others in growing their capacity, in becoming who they are, not in a way of performing it for anyone, but in a way of just existing in it. I want so deeply for the whole world to feel safe enough to just I got called a crybaby when I was a kid. I got told that my emotions were too much. I got told I was given love until it was too much. And then when I was hurt by that, I was shamed and guilted about Oh, think about the other people. Oh, think about how they're feeling. Oh, think about... And I am compassionate, and I do think about other people. I give people what they're asking for. But I also know that I have needs, and I am worthy of being seen and loved and chosen and held. And so knowing that all of those parts of me exist, and like, other people deserve for all of their parts to exist. It is so messed up that this world exists for other people when in reality those people aren't even being themselves. And so my desire is to create so much safety in myself that other people learn that safety, to create such a beautiful experience with my life that I am genuinely feeling that other people learn how to be immersed in their own lives, to allow that flow of consciousness that exists within me to inspire love and connection, to inspire healing, to inspire self-discovery and more beauty in the world. And so, all that is to say, you don't have to shove forward the dark parts to be able to hold yourself in the light. You are worthy of being in the light regardless. It is not a lie to be it is not a lie to be your authentic self in the moment. It is not a lie to exist as yourself. It is not a lie to be in the joy and to misspeak even, right? The lie is in perpetuating something you know to be false, is in intentional misleading, like to give something false to someone intentionally. Things change. The truth is something, okay, we could go into truth at a different time, but truth changes and shifts based on perception and data. It is concrete, but it's like pavement. Like, the earth is always shifting, the asphalt cracks, it moves. It is ever evolving. And part of being a divine being is that you are truth. And in order for you to be truth, you have to accept that what is true of you now may not be true tomorrow. It may not be true in 5 hours, but allowing yourself to be seen in the process, to love yourself enough to be seen and witnessed in your capacity and in who you are, to allow yourself to exist. This is me. This is the person that I am, and I am worthy of love, and I'm worthy of having support around me. I am worthy of receiving love. I'm worthy of being seen. I'm worthy of being heard and known and witnessed and loved and chosen. I am worthy of being. I am worthy of this experience that I was gifted. I am worthy of this life. I would love to know if this resonated with you. This is the work that I do. This is the work that I am doing on this earth. The dismantling of fragmentation, the integration of truth into the self. All of the work I do is meant to bring people closer to themselves, and I am the one that alchemizes and transforms so that you are able to have the tools with an easier path. I speak the language of the divine so that you can navigate your life without having to pick that up. Or so that you can do it in a way where you're enjoying it and not where you're searching and gripping and grasping, because you're worthy of not having to grasp. "21, 21. I hope this resonated. I hope you have a beautiful day.